With San Francisco wrapping up their third day of training camp, we didn't see Brock Purdy take the field as he was out due to personal issues, and while he will return most likely Sunday, Mac Jones was a starting quarterback and his backup was Tanner Mordecai. On top of that, San Francisco's second-year cornerback Renardo had himself a pretty solid practice, breaking up a pass deep down the field for Mac Jones, but later left practice with a hamstring injury. So in this video, I want to break down their performances as well as every single position group on San Francisco's roster. But starting out with the quarterbacks, Mac Jones wasn't nearly as effective as he was yesterday. First, he was sacked early on in the team portion of drills from Jason Pinnock coming off the edge, and then later in practice, he threw it up with the pocket collapsing and threw an interception to Jair Brown. And later in practice, he tried to target Jauan Jennings on the sideline, but Renardo broke it up. As far as San Francisco's third-year quarterback and Tanner Mordecai went, he wasn't much better. He's pretty inaccurate as a quarterback at times, and today he threw a pick six to Jalen Graham. Now moving into San Francisco's running backs, Christian McCaffrey continues to look like an all-pro type of player, and I'm also extremely excited about the rookie Jordan James. He's just so explosive once he does catch the ball, and he doesn't know how not to run hard. Almost every single time, for instance, it seems like he's finishing the play at 20 to 30 yards down the field, and when you turn on the film, you see the same thing. Another underappreciated part about James' game, in my opinion, is just how solid his hands are. A lot of people don't expect him to be able to catch because he's a power back, but so far in this training camp, he's proven the ability to bring it down if you just get inside his catch radius. And like I was saying, he's a power back, so the best is yet to come for James. But now we need to transition once again, this time into the tight end position group. Initially starting out with George Kittle, he continues to look like an all-pro tight end, but a player I'm also excited to see develop is Mason Pline, their second-year tight end. This year, for instance, his routes look a lot more crisp. He comes in at 6'7", so he could end up being a true red zone threat for San Francisco, and he also has pretty soft hands. Now moving into San Francisco's wide receiver position group, Jauan Jennings upped the tempo a little bit today in a pretty slow practice by getting in a scuffle with Deommodore Lenoir on a blocking play. I mean, he continues to block even if there's no pads on. Outside of Jauan Jennings, the rookies continue to stand out to me. Specifically, Jordan Watkins does an excellent job of creating separation in his routes, and because of his 4.3 speed, I think he'll be able to unlock the deep element of San Francisco's offense heading into this year. Maybe the most creative play though came on a double end around to the rookie Junior Bergen. He found some open space on the field, and you could almost see his punt return ability come alive. While it's great he's making these plays on the offensive side of the ball, I think he really needs to do this as a punt return specialist or kickoff return specialist entering the season. And if he does, and shows the same things he did at Montana, Bergen could end up being San Francisco's first elite return specialist in Kyle Shanahan's era. Outside of Bergen, Isaiah Nader, the 6'4", 220-pound wide receiver, also looks solid for San Francisco as he did yesterday. He's just so big, fast, and has solid hands. Now though, moving into San Francisco's offensive line, probably the biggest storyline is the left guard position group, and I think right now, Nick Zakelj is probably going to be the person that starts if Ben Bartch isn't able to return. Now looking at the opposite side of the ball, specifically the defensive line and the trenches there, one of the players who continues to impress me this offseason is CJ West. He has an extremely quick first step, violent hands. I think he has the potential to be like a DJ Jones type of replacement. When you look at West, for instance, despite coming in at 6'1", weighing 315 pounds, he ran his 40-yard dash in 4.95 seconds, and maybe more importantly, his 10-yard split was 1.73 seconds. In my opinion, this mixture of size and athleticism makes him a perfect fit for Chris Kaceric's defensive line. He can get off the ball extremely quickly, find his way into the backfield, and make plays both on the running back and quarterback. Another player who's been pretty impressive for just stepping on the field for San Francisco is Alfred Collins, their second-round pick. First, he's imposing. He comes in at 6'6", weighing 330 pounds, and he's also quick laterally, keeps his hands active, and looks to be powerful. Another new addition who had himself a day was Bryce Huff. He continually finds his way into the backfield, and while he didn't get any sacks today, I think it's just a matter of time before this unit all meshes together, and you see those sacks develop. Jumping back now to San Francisco's linebacker group, Jalen Graham had himself a pretty nice practice, picking off Tanner Mordecai and running it all the way back for a touchdown. While Graham's always been solid in his run defense, it's nice to see his development in his pass coverage. Another player who stood out was Tatum Bethune, but more so in his run defense. He does a nice job of reading where the back is going, and then once he sees a gap forming in the offensive line, he shoots it without hesitation. Now moving back to San Francisco secondary, their starting safety in Jason Pinnock had a nice bounce back day after giving up that massive game to Isaiah Nayer yesterday. Early on in team drills, for instance, Robert Saleh sent him on a blitz off the edge. He came in untouched and got the sack on Mac Jones. So right now, it does look like Jason Pinnock was a pretty solid addition this offseason, and he could potentially start week 1 for San Francisco. The other safety who was solid today was Jair Brown, who once again was able to pick off that pass from Mac Jones. So while Brown did have a sophomore slump last season, under Robert Saleh, it seems like he's building up those blocks necessary to have a successful season. Another safety that looks promising for San Francisco is Marquis Siegel. He runs his 40-yard dash in 4.37 seconds, and so far, he plays that way. He's extremely quick at finding the ball carrier and getting in on the play. With that being said, that now brings us to probably the worst news on the day, and that's Renardo Green's injury. And this really couldn't have came at a worse time. He had himself a pretty nice day, breaking up a pass to Juwan Jennings, but now there's a major question at San Francisco's cornerback spot. But there is a bright side. Upton Stout, the rookie out of Kentucky, looks solid. He continues to find his way onto the field with the starting defense, and he does a nice job of disrupting wide receivers with active hands, and then once the wide receiver starts trailing across the field, he does a nice job of responding to them and staying inside their hip pocket. And I think the best is yet to come, as during his time with Kentucky, he was extremely aggressive coming up and hitting the ball carrier. So come week 1, I really do expect Upton Stout to be San Francisco's starting nickelback. Meanwhile, Lenora can just stay on the outside, which seems like what San Francisco, more importantly Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh wants him to do this season. But still, given the injury to Renardo Green, San Francisco probably will be looking to sign a cornerback, and the cornerback I think they should sign is Asante Samuel Jr. He's young, cheap, and while he does have an injury history, he's also proven to be one of the better cornerbacks when healthy across the National Football League. Another key group a lot of fans are watching is a kicker competition between Greg Joseph and Jake Moody. Today, Jake Moody did a little bit better, going 3 for 4, while Greg Joseph went 2 for 4. Both of them, though, missed 50-yard attempts. So as of right now, it does appear Jake Moody has a slight upper hand in the kicker competition. I mean, he's younger, San Francisco used a draft pick on him, and now he's outperforming Greg Joseph just a little bit. But ultimately, these are just some of my thoughts on San Francisco's third day of training camp. And now, I'd like to hear your thoughts down below if you're there. Who really stood out to you? And who would you like to see make San Francisco's 53-man roster? It would also mean a ton to me if you did enjoy this video to go ahead and like and subscribe. It truly helps out the channel a ton. And as always, I hope you have a great rest of your day.